The string comparison operators in MySQL work in a very similar way to the numeric comparison operators we just looked at in the last movie. They return a Boolean value in exactly the same way, a 1 or a 0. So if we use a select query and we compare two literal strings with each other, you'll notice that we put quotation marks around the literal strings to make sure that MySQL treats them as strings rather than as the name of a column or the name of a table or something else. Because we've put two equal values either side of the equality operator, MySQL returns a result 1 or true. We can also use the like operator. And at its most simple, this works in the same way as the equality operator and will give the same result. But the like operator allows us to use wildcards to form a pattern. And a wildcard is pretty much like what its name suggests. It's like the wildcard or joker in a pack. So, for instance, the underscore wildcard stands for any one character. So we can, in this case, make it stand in for the H in hello. We get a true response from that select query because the hello has been matched with any character followed by ELLO. If we try to match more than one character with the underscore, we'll get a false value because MySQL is looking for a single character followed by LLO, and instead it gets HE, two characters followed by LLO. We could, of course, use two underscore characters, and then this pattern match would evaluate true. We could, in fact, replace every single one of those characters with an underscore, and we would also get a true response. However, there is another wildcard character which we can use to represent any number of characters. So instead of 5 underscores, we can use a percent sign. And this doesn't mean a modulo like it did in the last movie when we used it as a numeric operator. This is a wildcard that stands for any number of characters. So when we're matching hello to the percent sign, the wildcard that matches any number of characters, we're essentially asking whether hello is like anything at all. And anything that we match to anything at all would give a true response, unless it was, for instance, null. We can match, for instance, more complex patterns such as anything at all followed by the letter O. And that will work fine. If we wanted to look for the letter E, which is also in the word hello, and we tried this, we get a false Boolean value as our response. That's because the letter E is contained within the middle of the word hello. And so, although there are some characters before the letter E, there are also some characters after it. So that pattern doesn't match hello. What we need to make it match hello is to use 2% signs either side of the letter E. And this is a syntax that you're going to use a lot if you're making any kind of search engine facility. As we can see, it's found the letter E within the word hello, and therefore it returns the value of true. Let's take a look at an example, very briefly, of where we would use this kind of pattern matching expression. Select column name from the recipes table in the food database. as we can see, it returns all the names of all the recipes. If we wanted to be a little more selective as to which recipes we want to return, we can specify a where clause. I'm going to put that on a new line. You don't have to do that, it just makes it a little bit easier to read. A where clause, and we're going to put our expression that we need to evaluate into the where clause. So we're going to check the column name with a like operator against the pattern, anything at all, curry, and then anything at all. Essentially, we're looking for all recipes whose name contains the word curry. As you can see, MySQL has returned the 3 recipes for making different kinds of curry.